It was. And football can be like this, that your opponent has proper opportunities, don't say chances, but opportunities in the first half. But with the ball, we were outstanding. And we were just calm, but lively as well. Scored wonderful goals, controlled the game, and didn't let Crystal Palace get back in the game. So, really good performance.
There's nothing positive you can say when you get beaten as heavily as we've been beaten today. There's nothing you can do except take it on the chin. There's no point in trying to disguise the fact that they've scored 7 goals. I don't think there was any lack of effort on anybody's part, but the fact is it's a crushing scoreline.
Who wants a striker who doesn't want to be on the pitch and score goals?
Oh, 100%.
That's what you want for your striker.
100%. I was happy that we could do it so early. He not, obviously, but he's completely fine. And I have to make the decisions. The boys accept it. And sometimes they like them, and not always, but that's it.
It's been a big week for us this week. We've had some good performances, good results, and it's important to keep that momentum going through Christmas into the new year, because it's a difficult period for everyone. So we need to keep going. Yeah, it's a good performance, and now we'll move on to next year.
In Germany, we say it's better you win 7 times 1-0 than 1 time 7-0, but I can say winning 1 time 7-0 is nice as well. It's fine.
Yeah, blistering performance from Liverpool, record-breaking stuff. They really are getting their act together again this season now, aren't they? And as we can see, that really compares well with some of their biggest wins. Crystal Palace, of course, we always remember that, 31 years ago. Well, 2 goals better today, but it was at home, and Liverpool's record victory away from home in the top flight. And, well, what a display, Alan.
It was a devastating display of finishing, Gary. I mean, not only that, but the appreciation and understanding of what's in and around the players, and then the space for other players to run into. It was so intelligent. You got the 3 of them starting there, Firmino, Mane and Minamino. And just watch the movement from Mane. He goes short, it doesn't come. That creates the space for him to run into. What's around him, the awareness, the touch and finish from Minamino is fantastic. 3 of them again here, all close up together. Defenders can't get tight to them. I don't know whether to get tight to them. But again, just watch the pass here from Firmino into to Mane. Again, the touching and the finish. But this is the best goal of the afternoon for me. The 3 of them, look where they start. And look where they finish. The touch with the outside of the foot, then the pass with the outside of the right foot. Now look at them getting on the trying to get on the end of it. Now look at Firmino telling Mane, you run to your right hand side, which then will create the space for him to run into. But there's still so much to do. The touch and the finish, sublime. This time it's Trent Alexander-Arnold from the right-hand side, the ball in behind. Salah's now on the pitch again. Minamino, look, because he's prepared to run into the space, the defender has to come with him, which then creates the space in behind him for Firmino. But there's still so much to do. The finish and the touch is fantastic, and we can't leave this guy out also, because, I mean, just sit back and admire that. Wow. It really was a devastating display from all of the forwards on the pitch. It was magnificent, great to watch.
And Salah came on there, didn't he? 2 goals and an assist, and Mane wasn't happy at being taken off, was he? And who would be when you're banging in goals like that?
Saying these players are playing too much football. That's the difference between the players, what he thinks. I mean, he's devastated. He doesn't want to come off. I understand that. There's goals at stake. He wants to put the ball in the back of the net.
I mean, 51 minutes he got took off the pitch, and he knew there was a hat-trick out there for him. I think he knew there were goals. You can see one player's reaction at getting took off at 57 minutes, and the other one getting took off at the 75th minute after scoring 2 goals. One very happy, one very sad. So
the captain was important yet again, wasn't he, Jordan Henderson? He's a contender for the Sports Personality of the Year tomorrow night. He's very important presence in that side.
I think there are a lot of players in this team that can be rested, as Mo Salah was rested today. But I think the demands and the drive that he puts on his team, it comes from the captain, it comes from the leader. And today was another example of that. You know, the way that he kind of drove in that midfield, led by example. And actually, there's so much selfless work that he does. He gets into positions that allows Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold to play much higher up the pitch than fullbacks usually would. And if they keep the ball, great. But if they lose it, he's in a really good position to help out defensively. So people talk about transition a lot against teams that play high presses and so on. Look at his position. Yes, Schlupp's trying to get this ball across, you know, to try and create a chance. But even if it gets across, Jordan Henderson's in a great position from a centre-back position to help out. The reaction when they lose the ball, he's disappointed, but that don't last too long. Look at the reaction, winning the ball back from his team, sets them on the attack. And this one is what I like, because from a midfielder's point of view, you need that connection with your forwards. Mane looks at Henderson getting the ball and he's off. He's not even thinking. He's thinking, this is a man I know that I can trust, plays the ball forward so I can go. Now, the positional side of what he does for the team and the selfless element, this is what I meant by it. You know, it allows Trent to play much higher up the pitch. It's a short ball, wins this one, and it's another good forward ball. But you saw the position that Trent got into, and he does it on the other side as well. So every week we'll sit here and we'll give Trent the plaudits, we give Andy Robertson the plaudits. Look how high up they get. Yes, they get all the assists and they create the chances, but the reality is Jordan Henderson's doing a lot of their work for him.
That's intelligence.
It's very intelligent, and he's covering for them, but at the same time, you know, Trent puts one on a plate for him to say, stick that into the back of the net. You've been doing most of my running for the last couple of seasons, but I'll repay you a lovely little ball, which was weighted perfectly, and he got a bit of love off the gaffer as well. Top performance from him, it really was.
Really was. It really was. Well, Arsenal started the day just 5 points above the relegation.
Jurgen, is that a perfect day? A ruthless performance, quality finishing?
Yeah, absolutely. But hard work as well. So a lot of counter-attacking moments of Crystal Palace in the first half, where we needed really a long foot or toe or whatever to defend it. They had their moments, 100% was the plan. But our finishing in the first half was already really clinical in the right moments. I don't say being 3-0 up for half time the game is not finished. So we had to stay concentrated. That was the challenge, but the boys controlled the game, scored wonderful goals and won it. That's it.
Roy, how do you sum that up? I mean, we could talk about the first half and you had your moments, but when you're at the end of a scoreline like that, It's very little consolation, is it?
No, I think there's so little you can say, really. I think for many of us it's the worst defeat we've suffered in our careers, both some of the players in there and certainly myself. Never lost by 7 goals before, and when it's happened, and everything you say seems to be a little bit superfluous, and it's very dangerous to start trying to say things that are positive when really and truly, when you've had a result like this and a defeat like this, there really is nothing positive going through my mind at all.
Jordan, you opened a gap at the top here, but it's a day where we saw the merciless aspect of this side. That was tremendous finishing out there today.
Yeah, I thought we're ruthless today. You know, we took our chances, which is always important. Dominated the game for large periods. Still thought we were a little bit sloppy at times. But overall, I think I've got to say we're delighted with the performance, with the result, because we know how difficult it is to come here. They're a good team, make it difficult. So, to finish this week off with a win after midweek is important, and we managed to do that.
We talk a lot about leaders in this game, don't we? He's an example of a top-class leader.
Yeah, we were talking off camera about there's not many leaders in modern-day football, but I think he is a throwback to the Adamses, the Keanes, the Carragers, the John Terrys of the world, who does lead by example, who you think about the adversity that he's had to come through to be successful, and now he's probably one of the most important cogs in that machine.
Yeah, I mean, he's suffered a lot of criticism, hasn't he, especially from the Liverpool fans over the years. But as a whole, when we look at this Liverpool side, OK, they are the champions, they're a brilliant team, but to have so many injuries in that team and to come out and perform like that, as they did against Tottenham as well, I mean, how impressed have you been?
Well, you wouldn't expect anything less from them, because the mentality of the whole place, and you could see by the players that have come in, they realise what they have to do to not only to get into that team, but to stay in the team, because of the quality and standard of the players that's trying to come back, that they have to play like they've played. They have to raise their game, and they have to continue that winning mentality, because they are Liverpool, they are the best, and they have a day like that. I think that Roy was pretty harsh on himself, because I think that Jordan said it, they're a very difficult team, Palace. They can be, and we've seen that down the years. But the fact is, they're playing against the best Palace, and they just couldn't get near them because they're just too good. And like, they had a day where he said they were ruthless, they finished everything. You know, if they had days like that more frequently, they're beating teams 8 and 9s. It doesn't happen like that. But when it does happen, that's what happens. Like, Palace will be going back thinking, oh my gosh, what's happened today? They just got beaten by one of the best.
And actually, we saw a clip there of Mane being subbed and just how disappointed he was. They were 4-0 up at this stage, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what great teams have. They have that hunger. I think, thinking about Mane there, you'll be thinking, there's another 2 goals, 3 goals in this game for me. This takes me up to be the Golden Boot winner, and that's the hunger. That guy plays in every single minute of every single game, every season.
As a manager, do you want to see that from your players?
Yes, yeah, and from a manager's point of view, he's dead right to bring him off because of the games that they've got coming up over the Christmas period. So it's just managing that. He left Salah out today, one of the best players in the Premier League. He goes on and scores 2 goals. That's what they've got. They've got the hunger to go again and win another championship.
The thing is when you're at that level, you don't want to come off. No. You want to score the goals. But, like, I go with Phil in respects of knowing what it would be. I know they've got Jota's injured at the moment, but, you know, Minamino, you know, he scored today, looked OK today, but you don't want to lose him. So I'm sure at some stage Jurgen Klopp this week will just pull him and just say, listen, man, I just want to rest you. You'll get your opportunities to score, but I don't want you to get injured. We're 4-0 up. I need to like wrap you up a bit. You know what I mean? He's the one you wouldn't want to lose. No. He's the one you wouldn't want to lose.
Messi and Ronaldo will never get subbed. They never want to get subbed. They never want to go off that pitch. They want to be on the pitch when the goals are flying in. Because when it comes to big games, they don't get taken off. But ultimately now, Mane will be on his flight back up to Liverpool, understanding fully why Jurgen Klopp did that. But at the time, he would have been thinking, I want more goals, I want to be part of this great team, and I don't want somebody else coming on taking my position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
well, we've seen
too.
that, and we've seen that, haven't we, between them in the past, the Mane and the sort of Salah little rivalry that
and
they
that's
have.
what drives them on.
It keeps
that's what drives them on. That playing on that edge is what great teams, great players have, and Liverpool are a great team.
OK, but we'll be talking about more great teams after this break as we look back at